Now, with the price of Terra Luna Classic sitting at the bottom end of the channel that it's been trading in, a lot of people are wondering and bringing up the question, are these burns really enough? Are we going to be able to see price action increases because of the Terra Luna Classic burns, especially at the current rate that we're seeing? And the answer is no, not at the current rate, but I do want to discuss why this current rate it's not yet a true indication of how much Terra Luna Classic is being burnt, can be burnt, and will be burnt just in the next couple of weeks here. So let's discuss it and why these burns absolutely can make a difference once we start to see the averages. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. And look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks in crypto, you got a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are getting at least 6 free stocks, up to 12 free stocks. $1 crypto trade, you're going to get $5 in free crypto. And then if you want a crypto exclusive exchange where you can buy Terra Luna Classic, you've got KuCoin in the description, and they reward the more active traders. So the more active you are on their platform, the more rewards you're going to get. So hey, buy and sell Terra Luna Classic all day if you want, and you're going to earn more rewards because of it. But let's discuss this. And right off the bat, I want to say, no, guys, the current numbers we're seeing in burns, if it's just a couple 100 million Terra Luna Classic being burnt on a daily basis, you know, we're not naive here. We don't think that we're going to reduce the supply over a 1,000-year period, and people are going to be okay with that. We know that these numbers need to step up, but we also know that we're not seeing the full picture just yet, and that's what I want to talk about in this video, because there's a lot of burns that are missing. There's a lot of transactions that aren't being taxed yet and aren't allowed to happen just yet, and once we start to see those, the numbers are going to drastically increase. So I don't know the best way to start this, but just a few days ago, let's start there. Just a few days ago, the on-chain, that means transactions happening on the blockchain, the on-chain volume would have resulted in roughly over 1 billion Terra Luna Classic being burnt on a daily basis. Now, what we've seen so far, the very first day that we had the burn tax live, we burned roughly, I believe, 80, maybe 90 million Terra Luna Classic, and then things drastically started to pick up today. The current number, right before recording this video, was over 400 million Terra Luna Classic had been burnt by the burn tax. So as you can see, we're already seeing a drastic increase from 80 million in day 1 up to 400 million, and we're not even through day 2 yet. That number is going to continue increasing. Now, you have to remember that these are simply on-chain transactions. And what are we missing so far when it comes to on-chain transactions? A lot of the major exchanges, Binance, KuCoin, these big players out there, they have stated that they are only going to allow on-chain transactions to be burnt, such as deposits and withdrawals. Any of the spot and margin trading yet, they have not signaled their support for that. They are not going to burn those at the moment, and because of that, we're left with just the on-chain transactions. Now, they act like they're the ones that are supporting these transactions and these burns when it comes to burning Terra Luna Classic, but it's unavoidable. I mean, if it's a blockchain transaction, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. It is not their support that is lending that 1.2% burn tax there. But with that being said, we still have a lot of major platforms that have deposits and withdrawals suspended. So a lot of the burns we're seeing today don't include major platforms taxing or allowing that tax to be implemented on deposits and withdrawals because those have been suspended. Now, when we've got all of the major players on board, if we start seeing deposits and withdrawals on Binance, deposits and withdrawals on KuCoin, deposits and withdrawals on Kraken, deposits and withdrawals on Mexi, Gate.io, Coinin, like you just go down the list. And when all of these transactions are being taxed, it's going to give us a much better picture of what this base number is going to look like. You know, if you only went off of yesterday's numbers, and 80 million was the average that you started to use to calculate and project how much Terra Luna Classic would be burned, already today, you're being proved that that number is extremely low and can drastically improve. Today, even, there are major exchanges that aren't burning yet and aren't allowing deposits and withdrawals. So even the number we see at 400 plus million Terra Luna Classic being burnt by the tax so far, even that number will prove to be low. So once all of this stuff opens back up, I don't know what the time frame is going to look like, maybe a week out, but I know that once we have roughly a month's burns numbers, we're going to be able to do some more accurate and better predictions and projections for how much Terra Luna Classic can be burnt by the burn tax alone. So if anybody is of the mindset that what we're seeing right now, these current burns, are not worth it, they're not going to do it, they're not going to take Terra Luna Classic to the next level, I will agree in a sense that 80 million a day is not going to do anything to the supply of Terra Luna Classic, but as we allow it to grow and become what it is meant to be, that is the that's what you have to look at and focus on. That's where these burn taxes are headed and what they are really intended to do. Now, beyond that, I do believe there's still a chance that major exchanges get involved. We can't ignore things like Lunatic's token that has already burnt over 2.1 billion Terra Luna Classic. We can't overlook all of these new projects that will come and be building on the Terra Luna Classic blockchain. We can't overlook the fact that when utility returns to the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, it is going to increase the amount of transactions and therefore increase the amount of burns we see. So it's important that we keep our eyes on the longer term, we keep our eyes on what is possible, and we remain focused on what our intentions are. Our intentions are not to get rich quick. Our intentions are not to become millionaires tomorrow. Our intentions are not to have some sort of a scheme where we burn other people's money and increase our own. Our intentions are to rebuild a layer 1 blockchain to what it is, to its full potential, let's put it that way, and make money in that way. Guys, if we build a $100 billion blockchain, think about that. You've 100x your money. Nobody can be upset with a 100x gain. That doesn't even talk about burns. That's at the current value. If we build a $100 billion project, you've 100x. Add the burns in there, you start to talk about 150, 200, 500, 1000x potential once the burns are really calculated in. So guys, we have a lot of room to grow and a long way to go when it comes to building up Terra Luna Classic. I'm excited about it. I want to know if you guys are. Down in the comments below, let me know about the burn numbers. I know they're coming in slow, but where do you think they're going to plateau? 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 5 billion, 500 million? Let me know your thoughts down there. And of course, if that button right there is still red, make sure to click it. Subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. Guys, got ClayBro 883 pretty much everywhere. 6 to 12 free stocks on Webull. KuCoin's got LUNC or Terra Luna Classic. And you've got a free Discord in the description. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.